Hey guys, it is Nicole, author of How to Overcome Heartbreak, Recovering from Misguided Love. And normally I get on here discussing things pertaining to relationships. But today I kind of wanted to talk about setting boundaries if you're an introvert. I had a couple of instances this week where I needed to set some boundaries, and a friend helped me with that. So I figured that would be a good topic to cover. So basically, some of you may or may not know what an introvert is. It's just a personality type that basically you lose energy when you're social. And extroverts, which is another personality type, actually gains energy when they're social. So introverts usually need to have downtime to like recharge or just, recover from that social interaction. For me, I've actually been in situations where I've been in groups of people for hours on end, and I would then need to just separate myself from those groups because I would need to find a place to recharge. So I would still be in the group and then I would pull back. And I'm the type of person where I'm actually really good with one-on-one interaction or small group interaction. So I could leave the larger group and be fine if I could just be with one or two other people. So anyways, I wanted to give you guys some practical steps on setting boundaries if you're an introvert and if you feel like you kind of lose energy when you're social. So the first tip is to let people know when you need to have alone time. So I had to tell a friend recently that I needed to rest. I was at my social limit and I felt that I had put their needs before mine. I needed to make sure that my needs were also being met. And so I had to do that, and that really helped me in just kind of recharging and reprocessing. Oh, hey, Miss Mia Wright. See, I didn't have the thing pulled down, so I didn't know you joined. Thank you very much. So, the second tip that I'm going to share here is to let people know that you are overly stimulated by excessive communication. And so for me, I was receiving excessive communication on social media from someone recently, and I was very nervous to address it. But I was encouraged by a friend that I needed to let that person know that it was just too much communication for me because my needs were not being met in that communication. And I needed to voice my needs so that I wouldn't be resentful to that person, because my natural tendency would have been, this is too much communication for me. I can't have you in my life. I'm cutting off all communication. But my friend was able to, encourage me that I didn't have to just cut off all communication. I just needed to voice my needs. And once I did, that person backed off and they gave me space. And now they can still be in my life. Thank you, Miss Mia Wright. The third tip to setting boundaries if you're an introvert is to make sure you take time to recharge and rest. I love to rest by writing. That's really therapeutic for me. I journal a lot. Thank you. Say people respect boundaries. That's right. That's right. So if that person doesn't respect your boundaries, that means they're not a safe person, and more than likely you don't want them in your life anyway. But yeah, I love to write and I love to journal at night. I actually listen to this app called Relaxing Melodies, and it's just so soothing and healing for me. I actually listen to that while I sleep, and instantly it just gives me peace. But I like to read, I like to watch TV, take naps. Even just doing my hair or chores around the house is relaxing for me. Like washing dishes and talking to a friend on the phone is actually relaxing. And I usually make sure to have some form of relaxation time after work, even if I don't have a stressful day, just because I'm transitioning into a new environment. So for me, it's like my whole body needs to adjust and I'm going to a new environment, which is my home. The fourth tip I will say is don't answer the phone if you know you don't have the energy to talk, or don't agree to go out if you know you don't have the energy. Bella Mafia, she's on here? I didn't even know. Hey. So in either case, I have done those things and then I'll regret it. If you do, then you don't give that person your best. So you want to make sure that you're recharged before being social. That way the person that you're connecting with is getting your best, because you're not giving them, you're not giving them your full attention, you're not giving them your full advice, your full energy, everything that makes you great. They're not getting that best of you because you're drained and you're tired. The last tip I want to give, which is the fifth tip is do not overly commit and practice saying no. So I'm pretty good at saying no because I don't struggle with people pleasing, and I'm pretty good at time management. But if you're an introvert and you struggle with saying no, that's an easy way to feel drained. Hey, Jocelyn. So you were not made to do 100 million things at once. And even if you were, you would need to rest between doing those things. And when you're an introvert, that can really stress you even more than another person who isn't. So when we set boundaries, we are saying that we value ourselves enough to take care of ourselves. We cannot love our neighbors as ourselves until we first love ourselves. My friend's advice this week in helping me set boundaries was a great reminder that I need to make sure that my needs are getting met in relationships. We are all wired differently, and usually we do attract our opposites. So if you tend to be more introverted, practice being self-aware. Pay attention to when you are most tired during the day or even throughout the month. Listen to your body and rest. So for me, just this morning, I had fully intended to go for a run in the park, but my body was so tired, I knew I needed to rest. Our bodies will tell us when they have reached their limits, and if we want to be a good steward over our bodies, we must listen to them. So let's just do a recap. Here are 5 practical ways to set boundaries if you're an introvert. 1, let people know when you need to have alone time. 2, let people know that you are overly stimulated by excessive communication. 3, make sure you take time to recharge and rest. 4, don't answer the phone if you know you do not have the energy to talk, or don't agree to go out if you know you don't have the energy. And 5, do not overly commit. Practice saying no. So those are my 5 tips. I don't know if anyone else has any other tips or feedback that you want to share regarding being introverted, or what you like to do to regain energy, what helps you during times that you feel like you're stressed or drained. Maybe going for a walk. Running for me is great, but even like this morning, I knew I just needed to just sleep. So if you guys have any feedback or anything that you want to share, please go right ahead. And I'll give you a second to do that. Or if you know any other tips that may indicate that you're an introvert. Yes, thank you very much, Miss Mia. I appreciate your note-taking and your feedback and helping me this week. All right. Oh, okay. This is good. As an introvert, oh, okay. So Jocelyn, does that mean you're an extrovert? Because normally opposites attract, and that's really good that he knows that about himself. Okay. Do you have any tips on how you guys balance that out? Does he have to have just his me time? Does he have to just be like, babe, I just need time alone, or I don't want to go out tonight? Because I know for me, that's the other thing. I don't like to go out a lot. I like to go out when I feel like it and when I have the energy to. But I am like a homebody for real. I'm cool with just Netflix and some popcorn and a glass of wine. And I'm great. So, Jaisha, but I guess Jai couldn't hear earlier. She was on here, but she couldn't hear. And I guess Audra can't comment. Okay. He does. We agree that if we go out and he's very social, I won't bother him once. I love it. I love it. That's probably going to be me. I love it. That's great. That's great. All right, guys. Thanks for joining and supporting. And I will also put this on YouTube if you can't hear it right now. Oh, yeah. I'm sure kids are extra draining. Like, I had my goddaughter one weekend, and I'm supposed to get her in a couple weeks, and I got to gear up for it. And I only had her for a little over a day, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. I didn't realize how needy they were. I was like, oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's going to be a lot. God's grace. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. We'll talk to you later. If I remember how to...